श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। समेत भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग की जय। श्रीमते भक्ति ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वंदेहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। अनामंच कदाचिन्मां प्रेम Hare Krishna. So last few Saturdays, so we were discussing on these different topics connected to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Tattva of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Paratattva is. So we saw Lord Chaitanya in 6 features, Lord Chaitanya in 5 features. So today is Lord Chaitanya in 3 features. So in one of the classes I mentioned in our previous sessions that the foundational verse for all these topics is Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. So that is a verse number Srimad Bhagavatam, canto 1, chapter 2, text number 11. So in that verse, absolute truth or paratattva or tattva is defined in terms of Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Or in other words, all the Vedic literatures they discuss Paratattva in terms of Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So basically we were discussing so in both the sessions, previous sessions, I quoted that verse and I made some comments on that. So today also we will continue. So basically, as I mentioned in the last class, Advaya Jnana. So Paratattva, those who are knowers of the Tattva or Paratattva, they define Tattva as Advaya Jnana. And also the words Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan are applied to it. So we discussed Advaya Jnana means. So Advaya Jnana means supreme conscious being. Of course Mayavadis will interpret that word in a different way, but Jnana, why supreme? Where is the supreme Jnana? The meaning of Jnana in this word is that conscious being. Why? Because there cannot be knowledge without consciousness. Generally Jnana is translated as knowledge, but there cannot be knowledge without consciousness. So only conscious being can have knowledge. So therefore ultimately supreme absolute truth is Advaya Jnana. So and it is called by the names Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. That is one meaning of that verse. So our acharyas, they give ontological meaning to this verse. Ontological meaning means, ontology means organizing knowledge in a hierarchical way. So these terms Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, they generally apply to one person only. But our acharyas, they explained this verse or these terms in relation with different levels of realizations by the students of self-realization. So different levels of realization. It's the same person, but he has 3 different features according to the realization of the followers of path of self-realization. Now, what we mean by that? So Prabhupada used to give example of sun and sunshine, sun, sunshine, sun globe, etc. So we see in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, that is in 2nd chapter. So when Sri Bhagavan Vacha, for the first time when Sri Bhagavan Vacha comes, so Prabhupada defines the word Bhagavan, and he quotes this verse also, Vadantita. This is in 2.2 purport of Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada quotes Vadanti tattva vidastatvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. Now, so there also Bhagavan word comes. So Bhagavan, basically Prabhupada wanted to say that Bhagavan aspect is the highest realization in realization of absolute truth. So Brahma and Paramatma are lower levels of realization. So this is how ontologically this is these terms are defined. So Brahma is a very external realization of absolute truth, or initial stage of realization of absolute truth. Brahma, in English it is put as Brahman actually often, but Brahman is not a Sanskrit word. Brahman is, it's like English, it's a Sanskrit and English word compound it is. So Sanskrit is Brahma, and when Brahma word comes, other Vaishnava acharyas like previous Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, they will immediately take it as Narayana or Vishnu or whatever, Krishna. So wherever Brahma word will come, and Paramatma word also, like we see often, even now till today, the followers of Madhva Sampradaya, they will always say Krishna Paramatma. When the first sutra, Vedanta says Atato Brahma Jidnyasa. So when Atato Brahma Jidnyasa, we should inquire about Krishna, Vishnu, Narayana. That is the direct meaning of that. Although Mayavadis will interpret it in a different way, in an impersonal way. Many Mayavadis, they think that there is no need to do any Brahma Jidnyasa because you yourself are Brahman, you know about yourself. You know that your existence. Therefore, for them, Vedanta is not it's not a treatise of philosophical research or anything. It is just we have to recite Vedanta just for keep ourselves intact in spiritual life. That's it. Whatever is discussed in Vedanta, you already know that, because it says Atato Brahma Jidnyasa. You know that you are Aham Brahmasmi, you are Brahma. So like that they think that. But actual meaning is Brahma means Vishnu or Krishna or Narayana. So, and there is no limit to know about him. He is unlimited. Therefore, we have to inquire about him. So, for Mayavadis, because they think themselves as Brahma, and they know that I exist, because philosophy begins with I exist, right? So, I already know philosophy, I already know that I exist and I am the Brahma. So, there is no need to further do inquiry about it. So, but Brahma, the real Brahma, that is Krishna or Vishnu, is unlimited, and there is no limit to know about him. And devotees, generally what they do, their whole existence is surrounded, centered in it's the center point of their existence is always do hearing and chanting, because Krishna has unlimited glories, unlimited qualities. So that is the meaning of Atato Brahma Jidnyasa. So Vaishnava Acharyas, whenever these terms came, Brahma, Paramatma, they understood that it is Krishna or Vishnu or Narayana. So, but Gaudiya Acharyas, they also take it like that, but sometime they use the word Brahma, means it's a new theme in development of Vedic knowledge. New theme means it is there, but they expounded on that. So, Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, you can say that it is their theological contribution, if you want to term. Actually, these terms, theology, philosophy, they don't, in a strict sense or technical sense, they don't apply to. Because in the West, theology means they think whatever inspiration God gives, it's some kind of belief it is. So, but here we are not speaking about belief or faith. And philosophy also means it's just some, it's for them it is logic and reason. So, but the darshana, philosophy, our acharyas, they say, like Prabhupada said, that philosophy without religion is mental. So we call it as mental speculation, whatever Western philosophy is. So, but anyway, the point is that, so it's their theological contribution, Gaudiya Acharyas. So they organized this knowledge about absolute truth or paratattva in a hierarchical fashion. That is what is called as ontology in the West. So Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So Prabhupada, I mentioned about that Prabhupada analogy he gives there in 2.2, that Brahma realization means it is so it is realization of sunshine. So sun means initially for someone who is seeing from external vision, so it is just some light. But when further he develops knowledge about sun, then he will understand that there is sun globe. And those who further develop knowledge, that is especially in the Vedic, even in the Western world until 16th century, 15th, 16th century, people believed that, because the Greeks, they had this idea of all these heavenly bodies they are persons. So they had this same like Vedic culture, they had this holistic idea about universe, so or matter. But after the time when Newton came, then everything became like it's like algebra, algebra or arithmetic. Everything is mathematical formulae. Universe is mathematics. So that is a basis of scientific world view of this universe. So, but before that everyone knew that, sun means he is a person, he is a god, sun god. So because in the Western world, although Christianity was dominating, and Christians, they didn't have any science and arts. They took science and arts from Greeks. So Greeks, it's it's a reminiscent of Vedic culture. So we know that sun is a person. So earth is a person. So those who further develop knowledge about sun, they understand that sun is a person. And actually this whole Western science, it is very close to Buddhism and Mayavad actually, because Mayavad is also impersonal and Buddhism is Shunyavad. Like in 2022, right, last year, some 3 scientists, they got Nobel laureate for physics, a Nobel Prize for physics, and their thesis is that world is not real, which is actually Shankara's philosophy, which last how many years, 1300 years or so. So Shankara, 1300 years back only Shankara said that world is not real, which is actually heavily refuted by Vaishnava Acharyas. World is real. So modern science is coming close to Mayavad and Shunyavad. So therefore Prabhupada, he says, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine, because Paschatya Desha is filled with Nirvisheshavad and Shunyavad. So their philosophy is Nirvisheshavad and Shunyavad. It is. Anyway, the point is that so world is so person, sun god is a person, Surya Deva, and we see Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manurikshvakave Bravit. So Imam Vivasvate Yogam. So Krishna spoke this knowledge to sun god Vivasvan. He didn't speak to sunshine there, or sun globe. Just a globe or some, what is that? According to science, there is some chemical reactions. Nuclear fusion reaction is going on there. Nuclear fusion or fission? I forgot all that. Nuclear fission or fusion? I think it is fusion, yeah, fusion. Why? Because it is fusion is uncontrolled and fission is it is controlled reaction. It is so generally in nuclear bombs and atom bombs they use nuclear fission. So anyway, so Prabhupada, he says that these are the 3 levels of realization. So Brahma is impersonal effulgence coming out of shine, just like sunshine. It's an impersonal effulgence coming out of Krishna's body, and Paramatma is Krishna's, his localized aspect. He is Antaryami. He is in all the atoms, molecules, in the universes, everywhere. He is the Atma of the universe. Aham Atma Guda Kesha. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the Atma. So just like we have body, Atma is there. Similarly, universe has Atma. So even within our body, Paramatma is, along with Atma, there is Paramatma is there. So then Paramatma, and then there is Bhagavan, that person with 6 opulences. Bhagavan means one who possesses 6 opulences. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashashriya jnana vairagya yasyaiva shandam bhaga itingana. Bhagavan, Bhaga means opulences, and Van means one who possesses. So that is Krishna. So basically Krishna is Bhagavan. Why? Because in the Vedic scriptures, in the history of humanity, apart from Krishna, there is no description about anyone else possessing these 6 opulences. Therefore he is Bhagavan. So Krishnastu Swayam Bhagavan, it is mentioned. Now, how we share this? That present now, that one,
Yes.
huh?
Yes, that upward arrow.
And in that entire screen something?
No, window.
Okay. Hmm. There are many files in this, huh?
One of whichever one is open.
It's not showing, no, this one. Screen, see a share an application window.
Which application you want to share?
Actually, this is not showing it. It's coming back, it is showing. This one I want to share. Lord Chaitanya and 5 features for students.
We'll save as PDF.
Why like that?
It is not able to differentiate different windows of that same application.
Or we'll close them. I should open this. Still we have not shared it, right?
Yeah, now we can share.
This one. Okay, so these are 3 aspects of the absolute truth. Now, as I mentioned that in other Vaishnava Sampradayas, when we say Brahman anyway it is a compound of Sanskrit and English word. Brahman atli that word, whenever they say use the word Brahma, so they will take it as person, bhagavan only. So in this way sometime they may not, those who are scholars from other Vaishnava Sampradayas, they may not understand our books, because here the this was Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. This ontological explanation of this verse was never done before. So our commentators, Vaishnava our Gaudiya Vaishnava commentators on Bhagavatam, they did this. So we will just read this purport from Bhagavatam. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. The absolute truth is both subject and object, and there is no qualitative difference there. So what is this subject and object? It will become clear in this purport. Therefore, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan are qualitatively one and the same. The same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman by the students of Upanishads as localized. Why students of Upanishad? Actually this statement, from here, the same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman as the students of Upanishad. This is actually paraphrasing of a verse from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, which I will come to later in this session. So it is a paraphrasing of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's verse. The same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman by the students of Upanishads. Why? Because in the Upanishads mostly, because Upanishads are meant for beginners in spiritual life. Our acharyas, they called Upanishads as ABCD of spiritual life. Then what is PhD of spiritual life? What is the highest book on spiritual life? Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is highest. It is a topmost because it takes us to the point of rasa vichara, relationship with the Supreme. So there is no rasa vichara discussed. Means there is hint for that, like in Taittiriya Upanishad it is said raso vaiso rasam eva evam labdhanandi that Krishna is made up of rasas. So which that verse became the basis for first Mangalacharana verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Akila Rasamrita Murtihi. Anyway, Bhagavatam takes us to the highest level of spiritual realization because it deals with rasa vichara, relationships with Krishna, and basically Krishna's pastimes. So Upanishads are meant for beginners because Upanishads are the last portions of the Vedas, and Vedas mostly deal with the three modes of material nature. It's all mostly it is material knowledge. It can be interpreted in a transcendental way, but in general it is considered as aparavidya. Aparavidya means inferior material knowledge, and paravidya means superior. Mundaka Upanishad defines these two kinds of vidyas. So most portions of the Vedas, Puranas, Dharma Shastras, they just deal with dharma, this is the basic three modes of material nature, aparavidya. So therefore, but in Bhagavatam, in the beginning only it is mentioned because it is a Paramahamsa Samhita. It is meant for Paramahamsas. They are Paramahamsas, they are not the beginners of in spiritual life. So sometimes we take it very lightly, Bhagavatam in ISKCON. Bhagavatam we take it very lightly. Why? Because sometimes we see that devotees they claim I am a Bhakti Vaibhava degree holder, whatever, I have done Bhakti Vaibhava course. Bhakti Vaibhava, to do Bhakti Vaibhava you have to be a Paramahamsa already. It starts from there actually. Actual Bhakti Vaibhava course starts from when you are Paramahamsa. Of course, there is no wrong in reading Bhagavatam. Everyone can read. But if you really want to know Bhagavatam, then you should be already at the stage of Paramahamsa. Then it will start. That's what is said in the Mangalacharana verses of, beginning verses of Bhagavatam. Parama nirmats dharma projita kaitavotra parama nirmatsaranam. So all Kaitava dharma is removed from so Kaitava word, how they defined it as. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quoting from Bhavartha Deepika of Sridhar Swami. He said dharma artha kama moksha is Kaitava dharma, he said. So goal of Varnashrama is attaining moksha. And and Varnashrama can take one to the level of Paramahamsa, and then from there Bhagavatam begins. So we are debating on whether we need Varnashrama or not there. Or we didn't even come to the level of Varnashrama. Forget about Paramahamsa stage. So there is no wrong in reading, something we will get. And Prabhupada told to read his books. So we should read. But when you claim that I am a Bhakti Vaibhava, then you missed it. You never read Bhagavatam. Maybe you all may be Paramahamsas. At least in my case, Bhagavatam is far from me. But anyway, so Upanishads are meant for beginners in spiritual life. They are ABCD of spiritual life. Prabhupada also in Bhagavad Gita purport he mentioned 2.45. Anyone remembers that statement about Upanishads? Upanishads mark the beginning of transcendental life, like that he said. So mark the beginning of transcendental life. So basically Krishna was encouraging Arjuna that you come to the level of Upanishads, that spiritual knowledge. Traigunya Vishaya Vedo Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. So anyway, the same substance, the Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, the same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman as by the students of Upanishads. So another important aspect of this, organizing this verse, the meaning, these terminologies in terms of ontology, Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, also it brings us to, this is the same person, one person, one absolute truth, but realized in three aspects. So that is Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Advaya Jnana is oneness, Abheda, and Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan are Bheda. So this ontological interpretation of this verse is a basis to Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. And also our acharyas, they use this methodology for reconciling Bheda and Abheda. So because in Vedic literature there are Bheda Vakyas and Abheda Vakyas are also there. So to reconcile them, so they use this ontological methodology. So the same, therefore here the term you see, the same substance, the same Advaya Jnana, the absolute truth or Paratattva is realized as impersonal Brahma by the students of the Upanishads, as localized Paramatma by Hiranyagarbhas or the yogis, and as Bhagavan by the devotees. In other words, Bhagavan or the personality of Godhead is the last word of the absolute truth. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga is highest yoga system, topmost yoga system, because it helps us to realize Bhagavan. Paramatma is partial representation of the personality of Godhead, and impersonal Brahman is the glowing effulgence of the personality of Godhead, as the sun rays are to the sun god. Less intelligent students either of the above school sometimes argue in favor of their own respective realization. So, but those who are perfect seers of the absolute truth know well that the above three features of one absolute truth are different perspective views seen by different angles of vision. So this purport is loaded actually. Its purport is absolute truth is the first line itself. The absolute truth is subject and object, and there is no qualitative difference there. There is no qualitative difference. There is a lot of philosophy behind this one. Praise qualitative difference, because those who are Vedantists, they discuss about so Sajatiya Bheda, Vijatiya Bheda and Swagata Bheda. So there is no qualitative difference, means there is no Swagata Bheda in absolute truth. So anyway, so as it is explained in the first shlokas of the first chapter of Bhagavatam, the supreme absolute truth is self-sufficient, cognizant and free from the illusion of relativity. In the relative world, the knower is different from the known, but in the absolute truth, both the knower and the known are one and the same. In the relative world, so here you see this is the meaning of oneness between subject and object. That first statement you see, the absolute truth is both subject and object. In Sanskrit these are called as kartru and karma. So So this is based on the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So what is subject and object? Kshetrajna is subject and Kshetra is object. Kshetrajna means knower of the field and Kshetra is body. So this difference is not there in the Supreme Lord. We conditioned souls have this difference. So that difference is not there in the Absolute. That is a point is being made here. That's why this is all comment on. This is exposition on Advaya Jnana. What is the meaning of Advaya Jnana? So this is one in one angle Prabhupada is discussing. So there is no qualitative difference between the Kshetra and Kshetrajna. That verse is there. What is that verse from Kurma Purana? Deha dehi vivedoyam neshware vidyate kvachit. So there is no difference between Deha and Dehi in the Ishvara, in the Absolute Truth. That is another term. So generally Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan are used. And Ishvara is also one often term. So people will understand that. Different Vedic followers understand it in a different way. Sankhyaites will understand Ishvara in different way. Purusha is another term. So like that. So anyway, the point here is, as explained in the first shloka of the first chapter of Bhagavad, the Supreme Truth is self-sufficient, cognizant, and free from illusion of relativity. In the relative world, knower is different from the known, but the Absolute Truth, both knower and the known are one and the same. In the relative, the knower is living spirit or superior energy, whereas the known is inert matter or inferior energy. Therefore, there is duality of inferior and superior energy, whereas in the Absolute realm, both the knower and the known are the same superior energy. There are three different kinds of energies and of the Supreme Energetic. There is no difference between the energy and energetic, but there is difference of quality of energies. The Absolute realm and the living entities are of the same superior energy. So, but the material world is inferior energy. So, again, so oneness and difference. If energy and energetic are same, but among the energies there will be difference. The living being in contact with inferior energy is illusion, thinking he belongs to the inferior energy. Therefore, there is a sense of relativity in the material world. In the Absolute, there is no such sense of difference between the knower and the known, and therefore everything there is Absolute. Okay, in Ishopanishad Mantra 15, Srila Prabhupada very precisely explains what is Brahma. Means impersonal Brahma. So we will just read that. The Brahma Jyoti is Krishna's effulgence is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita as well as in Brahma Samhita. So Krishna's effulgence is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Brahmano hi pratishtha. And Brahma Samhita. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti kotishva shesha vasudhadi vibhuti binnam tab brahma nishkalam anantam ashesha bhutam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. In the millions and millions of universes there are innumerable planets, and each and every one of them is different from the others by its cosmic. All these planets are situated in the corner of Brahma Jyoti. This Brahma Jyoti is but personal rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yasya Prabha, that word came, you see. And Nishkalam Brahma, Brahma Nishkalam it is mentioned. Brahma Jyoti is the personal rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, whom I worship. This mantra from Brahma Samhita is spoken from the platform of factual realization of the Absolute Truth, and the Shruti mantra of Ishopanishad under discussion confirms. What is that Shruti mantra under discussion? That verse is there, right? Hiranmayena patrena satyasya. That verse, anyway, I forgot that. Means a devotee is praying, Lord, remove your effulgence so that I can have darshan. So now in the Bhagavatam purport we saw that Upanishads, they generally speak about Brahma Jyoti, but this Ishopanishad is special. Why? Because in the beginning it also speaks about Brahma, impersonal Brahma, but gradually it becomes personalist. So personalistic. So especially this 15th verse, which the purport which we are reading, there it says that, "Oh Lord, remove your effulgence. I want to see your face." Ishopanishad mantra is simple prayer to the Lord to remove the Brahma Jyoti so that one can see his real face. This Brahma Jyoti effulgence is described in detail in several mantras of Mundaka Upanishad. So here the Brahma Jyoti, Hiranmaye Pare Koshe, Virajam Brahma Nishkalam. You see here also Brahma Nishkalam came in that Brahma Samhita verse also. Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutam, it came. And Hiranmaya word is this. Why this Mundaka Upanishad verse is quoted? Because that Hiranmaya Pare Koshe. So that word comes here. In Hiranmaya Pare Koshe Virajam Brahma Nishkalam Tashubram Jyotisham Jyotis Tad Yad Atmano Vido Viduhu Na Tatra Suryo Bhati Na Chandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoyam Agnihi. Here Vidyuta electricity word is used. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati Brahmai Vedam Amritam Purastad Brahma Paschad Brahma Dakshinat Chottaram Adaschordvam Cha Prasrutam Brahmani Brahmai Vedam Vishwamidam Varishtam. In the spiritual realm, beyond the material covering is the unlimited Brahman effulgence, which is free from material contamination. That effulgence, white light, is understood by transcendental to be the light of all lights. In that realm, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, fire, or electricity for illumination. Indeed, whatever illumination appears in the material world is only a reflection of that supreme illumination. That Brahman is in front and in back, in the north, south, east, and west, and also overhead and below. In other words, that supreme Brahman effulgence spreads throughout both the material and spiritual skies. This is Brahma, impersonal Brahma, Nirakara Brahma, the first level of realization. Then Paramatma, this is a quote from second canto, understood to have a form as shown in belowing verse. Kechitsva dehantar radaya bakkashe pradesha matram purusham vasantam chaturbhujam kunjarathanga shanka gadadharam dharanaya smaranti. Others conceive the personality of Godhead residing within the body in the region of the heart and measuring only 8 inches, with 4 hands carrying a lotus, a wheel of a chariot, a conch shell, and a club respectively. This is Vishnu Murti. Paramatma is Vishnu Murti. So he is Shankha Chakra Gadadharam. Okay, again this Vadanti Tattva Vidastatvam was paraphrased by Jiva Goswami in his Mangalacharan to Tattva Sandarbha. With a little difference, because Tattva Sandarbha is the first of the Shat Sandarbhas. So Shat Sandarbhas are also called as Bhagavata Sandarbha. Why Bhagavata Sandarbha? Because they explain what is the meaning of Sandarbha. Gudharthasya prakashascha sarokti shrestata tata nanarthatvam vedyatvam sandarbha khatyate budai. What is Sandarbha is defined? How it is defined? that Gudartha Prakashasya. It reveals the inner, what do you call it as Gudartha, confidential meaning. Gudartha means confidential meaning. It reveals the confidential meaning. Sarokti Shrestata Tata. Sarokti, it concentrates on the essentials. Sreshtata means it excels in composition. Nanarthavatvam imparts varieties of complex ideas. And Vatvam means lucidly explains. This is meaning of Sandarbha. Now Bhagavata Sandarbha means what Bhagavata Sandarbha is doing? It is revealing the confidential meanings of Srimad Bhagavatam. And it is focusing on the essentials of Srimad Bhagavatam. Why it is essential? Because it is not a verse by verse commentary. It is essence, takes the essence and expounds on that. Then it is excels in composition and varieties of meanings it gives. And very lucidly explained. This is Sandarbha. So in Sanskrit there are different meanings. There are different varieties of commentaries, and like we in English we use commentary. Of course Prabhupada used purport. So there is a meaning to purport also. What do you mean? Why Prabhupada didn't use the word commentary? So he used the word purport. There is a meaning for that. But anyway, in Sanskrit, Vyakya, Tatparya, Tika, Bhashya, and Sandarbha, Anvaya, all these have different meanings. Tatya. So there are many varieties of commentaries are there, and they have different meanings. And so Sandarbha is this one. So which gives Gudartha, and Sarokti is Shrestata, Nanartha Tattva. Anyway, Bhagavata Sandarbha is so basically it is a kind of commentary on Bhagavatam, on the essential meanings of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in his Mangalacharana, that is the last verse of Mangalacharana, 8th verse in Tattva Sandarbha. So he paraphrased this Vadanti Tat Tattva Vidas Tattvam verse. So, and with a little difference, we will discuss what is the difference. First we will recite this verse. I will not recite because time is less. I'll just read this. Yassa brahmeti samyam kvachidapi nigame yati chinmatra satyapya amsho yasyam shakai svair vibhavati vashayanyeva mayam pumascha ekam yasyaiva rupam vilasati param yomni narayanakyam sa Shri Krishno vidattam swayamiha bhagavan prema tatpada bhajam. So I will read the translate. This is translation by Gopi Parandan Prabhu. In the abstract feature of pure spiritual existence, the Supreme sometimes indeed goes in the Vedic text by the name Brahman. In the partial expansion as Lord of creation, the Supreme regulates the Maya potency of the material nature and exerts his control through further personal expansions. So this is paramatma feature. By the single manifestation of his personality called Narayana, the Supreme rules sovereign in the spiritual sky beyond this universe. May that same Supreme Sri Krishna, the original Godhead, be pleased to grant pure love to those in the world who worship him, worship his feet. So here instead of 3 features, he speaks about 4 features. One is impersonal Brahman. Yasya brahmeti samyakam kvachid api nigame yati chinmatra satyapya. It is spiritual existence. And amsho yasyam shakai, Swair Vibhati Vishayan Eva Mayam Pumasha. This is Paramatma feature. Then third one is Narayana. Ekam Yasyaiva Rupam Vilasati Param Yomni Narayanakyam. Third. And he is Swayam Bhagavan, Krishna. So in this way, four features are described here. Which one became additional in this? Which one became additional in this? There is Brahma, there is Paramatma, then Narayana is there and Krishna is there. Which one was added from the... You all understand, no? We discussed Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan. That Bhagavan is Krishna we discussed, right? And four-handed Vishnu Murti is in the Paramatma feature, and then impulse and effulgence. In this one got added. So in Jiva Goswami's, which is Narayana. So how we see in that in the context of three features to these four features? Narayana, why he is, or in three features where this Narayana fits? Where he fits in the, he is a Brahma, Paramatma or Bhagavan he is? Bhagavan. Narayana is Bhagavan. Bhagavan feature. He only appears as Paramatma also, that's okay. Actually, because Vilasati Param Yomni, Vilasa Vigraha. Vilasa means other day there was one question, I think in one of the first classes, I think Lord Chaitanya in 6 features. What is difference between expansion and avatara? Avatara means one who comes from someone else. And expansion doesn't come from someone else. So now Narayana is Vilasa Vigraha. Why? Because from him all other avatars come actually. Now Paramatma also come from Narayana actually. So that is why he is called as Vilasa Vigraha. If you see, these definitions come in Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Prabhupada has quoted them in his purports in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that is the difference between avatara and expansion. So expansion is always there, and from them then the avatars come. So these avatars may not be there all the time. Just like these 3 Purusha avatars are there. They are not there all the time. They are only there when creation is there. You are understanding? So that is difference between avatars and so Vilasati, Vilasa Vigraha. Ekam Yasyaiva Rupam Vilasati Param Yomni Narayanakyam. So Narayana is also Bhagavan aspect. He is also full of 6 opulences. But here the differentiation is made Sri Krishna. Why? Because he is the original source. He is Swayam Bhagavan. Swayam Yuha Bhagavan. He is original Bhagavan. Adi Bhagavan he is. So okay. These are... So in Srimad Bhagavatam when it says Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, that includes Narayana. Both Bhagavan includes, in that verse, Bhagavan includes both Narayana and Krishna. So, okay. Now, I may not discuss more on this verse of Jiva Goswami. Yasya Brahmeti Samyakam Kvachit, because there is a lot to discuss about it. Because this is Vastu Nirdesha of Tattva Sandarbha or Bhagavad Sandarbha. The entire Bhagavad Sandarbha means Shat Sandarbhas. In Shat Sandarbhas, what he is going to discuss? He is going to discuss this. Lord Krishna, who is Swayam Bhagavan, with all his features of Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So he is going to discuss. That's why there is Paramatma Sandarbha is there. Then Bhagavad Sandarbha is there. So we should not get confused about Bhagavad Sandarbha and Bhagavad Sandarbha. Bhagavad Sandarbha is different. In Bhagavad Sandarbha, word name applies to all the 6 Sandarbhas, and within those 6 Sandarbhas, one Sandarbha is Bhagavad Sandarbha, where Bhagavan aspect is discussed. So like that. So Tattva Sandarbha, then there is Krishna Sandarbha, then Paramatma Sandarbha, Bhagavat Sandarbha, then there is Bhakti Sandarbha and Preeti Sandarbha. So now this verse also speaks about every book should compose four components. They are called as Vishaya, Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. They are called as Anubandha Chatushtaya. So what is Anubandha Chatushtaya? It is 4 components of a book, So a philosophical book. So Anubandha Chatushtaya. Here Vishaya is who? Is Krishna. And Sambandha is defined here. Sambandha means not just Sambandha Jnana, which we call, right, relation between Krishna and here. Sambandha means, you see here, Brahma Chinmatra Satyapya, Yati Chinmatra Satyapya. That relation between, what is Brahma? It is Chinmatra Satya. It is a spiritual existence. So the relation is there. This is called as Sambandha. So yasyamshaka swayar vibhavati vishayan eva mayam pumamsha. Vishayan eva mayam pumamsha. It is related to paramatma. It is. That is Sambandha. So in this way, Vishaya, Sambandha, then Abhideya. What is Abhideya here? Tatpada bhajam. That last word is there. Bhaja means worshipping. That is Abhideya. And prema word comes, that is Prayojana. Only with Sambandha we have little, different meaning here. Understood? Vishaya, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. So, Prayojana. These things will be discussed in this book. So, Tatpada Bhaja means that is Bhakti Sandarbha. Prema is Preeti Sandarbha. And before that, all this Vishaya and Sambandha is discussed in other Sandarbhas, other 4 Sandarbhas. So anyway, there is a lot to be discussed on this verse, but we will go ahead because we don't have time. And now I said, Tattva Sandarbhas are paraphrasing Bhagavatam. Therefore he composed this verse. And Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, again he is paraphrasing all the Goswami works, and of course Bhagavatam also. So he also composed one verse and then he connects it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in 3 features. So we will recite this. Yadadvaitam Brahmopanishadi tadapyasya tanubha Yatmantaryami Purusha iti soyam shavibhavaha. Yatmantaryami Purusha iti soyam shavibhavaha. Shadaishwaryai purno yah yah bhagavan sasvayam mayam. Na chaitanyat krishna jagati paratatvam param iha. Yadadvaitam brahmopanishadi tadapyasya tanubha. Yatmantaryami Purusha iti sosyamsha vibhavaha. Shadaishwaryai purno ya bhagavan sasvayam mayam. Na Chaitanya Krishna Jagati Paratatvam Param Iha. Okay, translation. This is second verse of, this is third verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is also Mangalacharana. What the Upanishads describe as the impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body, and the Lord known as Supersoul is but his localized plenary portion. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, full with 6 opulences. He is the absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. So now these 3 features are discussed in terms of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in context, in relation to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So I will come to how Lord Chaitanya is Brahman, how he is Paramatma, how he is Bhagavan. I will come to that point, and little bit we will read this purport, quite long purport. We'll go through fast because time is less. The compiler of Upanishads speak very highly of impersonal Brahman. The Upanishads, which are considered as the most elevated portion of the Vedic literature, are meant for persons who desire to get free from material association and who therefore approach a bona fide spiritual master for enlightenment. So these English terms, Prabhupada, he says, they approach bona fide. Why it is? Because the very meaning of Upanishad means one should go close to, Upa means close, Nishat means down, sit near the lotus feet of spiritual master and learn this knowledge. That is the meaning of Upanishad. So the prefix Upa indicates that one must receive knowledge about absolute truth from a spiritual master. One who has faith in his spiritual, one who has faith in his spiritual master actually receives transcendental instruction, and as his attachment for material life slackens, he is able to advance on spiritual path. Knowledge of the transcendental science of the Upanishads can free one from the entanglement of existence in the material world, and when thus liberated, one can be elevated to the spiritual kingdom of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by advancement in spiritual life. The beginning of spiritual enlightenment is realization of impersonal Brahman. Such realization is affected by gradual negation of material variegatedness. Neti, neti, neti. Impersonal Brahman realization is partial, distant experience of the absolute truth that one achieves through the rational approach. It is compared to one's seeing a hill from a distance and taking it to be a smoky cloud. So another example. So generally we give sun and sunshine. Here Prabhupada gives another example. A hill is not smoky cloud, but it appears to be one from a distance because of our imperfect vision. Another example which I give, anyone remembers? When you come in the train in the night, in India we see first that city appears just some light, then you enter into it, then there is some activity going on, like that. The imperfect or smoky realization of absolute truth. Prabhupada puts imperfect or smoky realization of the absolute truth, spiritual variegated, is conspicuous by its absence. This experience is therefore called Advaitavad, or realization of oneness of the absolute. The impersonal glowing effulgence of Brahman consists only of personal bodily rays of the Supreme Personality, Supreme Godhead Shri Krishna. Since Sri Gaura Sundara, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is identical with Shri Krishna himself, the Brahman effulgence consists of the rays of his transcendental body. Similarly, the super soul, which is called paramatma, is a plenary representation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The antaryami, the super soul in everyone's heart, is controller of all living entities. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, wherein Lord Krishna says that Sarvasya Chaham Radhisannivishto, I am situated in everyone's heart. The Bhagavad Gita 5.29 also states Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, indicating that the Supreme Lord, acting in his expansion as the super soul is proprietor of everything. There is a lot to discuss about all these things. We are rushing. Similarly, the Brahma Samhita states, Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham. The Lord is present everywhere, within the heart of every living entity, and within each and every atom as well. Thus, by his super soul feature, the Lord is all pervading. Furthermore, Lord Chaitanya is also master of all wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge and renunciation, because he is Sri Krishna himself. He is described as Purna, or complete. In the feature of Lord Chaitanya, the Lord is an ideal renouncier, just as Sri Rama was an ideal king. Lord Chaitanya accepted the order of sannyas and exemplified exceedingly wonderful principles in his own life. No one can compare to him in the order of sannyas. Although in Kali Yuga acceptance and sannyas order is generally forbidden, Lord Chaitanya accepted it because he is complete in renunciation. Others cannot imitate him but can only follow in his footsteps as far as possible. Those who are unfit for this order of life are strictly forbidden by injunctions of the Shastras to accept it. Lord Chaitanya, however, is complete in renunciation as well as other opulences. He is therefore the highest principle of absolute truth. By an analytical study of the truth of Lord Chaitanya, one will find that he is not different from Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one is greater than him or equal to him. In Bhagavad Gita 7.7, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. O conqueror of the wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Thus, it is here confirmed that there is no truth higher than Lord Krishna Chaitanya. The impersonal Brahman is the goal of those who cultivate study of books of transcendental knowledge, and super soul is the goal of those who perform the yoga practice. One who knows the Supreme Personality of Godhead surpasses realization of both Brahma and Paramatma, and because Bhagavan is the ultimate platform of absolute knowledge. The Personality of Godhead is complete form of Satchidananda, full of life, knowledge, bliss. By realization of Sat portion, the complete whole unlimited existence, one realizes the impersonal Brahman aspect of the Lord. By realization of Chit portion of the complete whole unlimited knowledge, one can realize the localized aspect of the Lord and the Paramatma. But neither of these partial realizations of complete whole can help one realize Ananda or complete bliss. Without such realization of Ananda, knowledge of the absolute truth is incomplete. This verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is confirmed by a parallel statements in the Tattva Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami. Prabhupada is mentioning about that verse which we discussed. In the 8th part of the Tattva Sandarbha, that is 8th verse actually, in Mangalacharana, it is said that the absolute truth is sometimes approached as impersonal Brahman. Actually, 8th part, why he says that? Because Jiva Goswami uses the word Anucheda. There are Anuchedas in the Sandarbhas. Anucheda 1, Anucheda 2, Anucheda 3, like that. Sometimes approached as impersonal Brahman, which although spiritual is only a partial representation of absolute truth. Narayana, the predominating deity in Vaikuntha, is to be known as an expansion of Sri Krishna, but Sri Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, the object of transcendental love of all living entities. Anyway, so this is how Prabhupada explains. Now briefly we will discuss, because there is no much time. Now we said, in this purport also we see Prabhupada is saying Lord Chaitanya is Brahma, he is Paramatma and he is Bhagavan. So now we will, from the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, we will just discuss how he is a Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Any examples how he revealed Brahma, impersonal Brahman aspect, Brahma Jyoti, Brahman effulgence. Yeah, in conversation with, when he went to meet this Mayavadis in Kashi, in Varanasi, Kashira Mayavadis. So Lord Chaitanya exhibited impersonal effulgence. And because of that they got attracted, because they are attracted to impersonal effulgence. Oh, this person has so much effulgence, he is equal to Narayana. Their goal is to develop effulgence. Mayavadis. And they think that by developing effulgence one day will become Narayana, like that.
and they say Om Namo Narayanaya. When they meet, both the Mayavadi sannyasis meet each other, they say that I am offering obeisances to Narayana. So that verse that is said that Danda Grahana Matrena Nara Narayano Bhavet. Just by accepting Danda, one Nara becomes Narayana, right? So they think like that. But anyway, they were very impressed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's effulgence because he is actual Narayana, right or not? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sango Pangastra Parshadam Astra. One of the astra is his beauty, his effulgence. So he used it, that weapon against these Mayavadis to attract them. So to destroy their Mayavad, he used that weapon. So then Prakashananda said that, oh, you are so effulgent, you are like Narayana himself, like that. Then he invited. That is one example. So now we will not take more examples because time is less. Then how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Paramatma? Any examples? Example of Chota Haridas is given here by Madhusudan Das Brahmachari. So, Chota Haridas. How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that Chota Haridas has done this mistake? Because none of the devotees understood that, right? Then because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the heart of Chota Haridas as Paramatma, he understood that. Like that there are many examples, and he also showed his four-handed form to many devotees. First time he showed his four-handed form to whom he showed? Four-handed form to who? Ramanandra, he showed this Ashtabhuja form, no? Right? Shad, what is that? Shadbhuja Gauranga. That Brahmana who came to visit, Jagannath Mishra's house, when baby Nimai or Gaura, he was going and again eating. So that Brahman was confused. What, this child is such a disturbance, like that. He got agitated. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what you are doing? You are one side, you are inviting me, calling me to take this, honor this. You are offering this to me, and other side you are chastising me. Then he revealed to him that he is the same person, four-handed Vishnu form. Then how he is Bhagavan? Like here Prabhupada in the purport, Bhagavan means he should have 6 opulences. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's 6 opulences, how we will discuss that. In the purport here, Prabhupada, only renunciation he discusses. Generally, if you see that difference between Krishna and his other avatars, they also have 6 opulences, but they don't exhibit. That's why Krishna is called as Purna Purushottam, because he exhibits all the. And the closest form, avatara which comes to Krishna is Rama. Rama also exhibits this to a large extent. 6 opulences. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he exhibited renunciation. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared as Bhakta Rupa, it is difficult to analyze his personality in terms of 6 opulences. But anyway, Prabhupada here, he quotes that he exhibited renunciation. There is no sannyasi equal to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like that, Prabhupada. But his knowledge, his renunciation, knowledge also could be discussed, his beauty could be discussed. Knowledge, beauty, fame will go on increasing. So he is famous, although he is Channa Avatara. Channa Avatara, but devotees will reveal his glories. Strength, what is the strength? He made all these animals to chant Hare Krishna. That is strength. So like that. But I thought on this, and I thought, but it can be understood in a different way, another way. He revealed, different avatars actually. From that we can understand how he is the source of avatara, different avatars. Like he revealed, Vara avatara to Murari Gupta. He showed, universal form to Advaita Acharya. Like that, many many forms, avatars he reveals. That is one way to understand that he is personality of Godhead, Bhagavan himself. So another way I thought is that because he came to give love of Godhead, which cannot be given by any other avatars. That verse is there, no? Of Bilva Mangal Thakur, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes that. What is that? Sattvaavatar Bahu. What is that? How it starts? Anyway, in the third chapter of Adi Leela, while discussing purpose of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Yeah, our Gopa Gopinath Prabhu is there. He knows a lot of verses, memorizes. Anyway, it is there in Adi Leela. Oh, I have this Adi Leela. Here. Yeah, tell Gopa Gopinath Prabhu, so we'll hear from you.
Prabhu, I just remember that the Santushta Bhava, it starts with the...
I think I should get it. Wait 1 minute. Where it went, Aishwarya Jnanate Sabha, Yuga Dharma. Then, okay. Adi Leela, 3rd chapter and verse number 27. Santvavatara Bahava Pankajanavasya Sarvato Badraha Krishnadanyako va latasvapi premado bhavati. So the meaning is there may be many auspicious incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but who other than Lord Krishna can bestow love of God upon the surrendered souls? This shows. This is from Laghu Bhagavad. This is quoted in Laghu Bhagavatamrita verse. Its verse is from Bilva Mangal Thakur. So 1.5.37. So this verse is from Bilva Mangal. Bilva Mangal Thakur says that other than Krishna, no one can bestow love of Godhead. Premadha word is there, no? Premadha bhavati. Other than Krishna, who else can give love of Godhead? So other avatars, they can only give Aishwarya Jnana Mishra Bhakti actually. That Bhakti which is mixed with awe and reverence. They can give. Only Krishna can give. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. He is Swayam Bhagavan. This is the evidence. Because he is giving love of Godhead. Therefore he is Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Paratatvam Paramiha. Paratatvam. Yes. Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is Lord Chaitanya in 3 features. Any questions, comments? Okay, no questions, we'll end here then. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.